Hello, my lovelies. So, it is Scary Story Sunday. Fredward and I are going to be reading your Dead Time stories. I just got my new Red Mistress t-shirts done, and I am so fucking excited because they're cute. They're cute as hell, right? Look at this hot chick. This hot, living, dead girl. Cute. Anyways, I was feeling very paranormal today, so I wanted to read some stories about ghost stories. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Alright, 11 real life ghost stories that'll have you sleeping with the lights on. Right, Fredward? We're sleeping with all these motherfucking lights on. He's already scared shitless. From the true story behind The Conjuring to the hotel that inspired The Shining, these real ghost stories might make even the skeptics believe in the paranormal. Not everybody believes that there are real ghost stories. Those people are confident that we as a species have already determined what is possible and what isn't. That there's an absolute separation between the realms of the living and the dead. On the other hand, most people also know someone who has had an experience that they cannot fully explain. In fact, a lot of people have that sometimes science just cannot explain it. You know what I'm saying? Huh? Know what I'm saying? Yeah. The list of these kind of accounts across history is staggering because there's been so many. Though there certainly isn't much scientific proof to back them up, these accounts could just be spooky stories, fiction, and nothing more. I don't really believe that is true, but you can think whatever you want. So our first story is the real ghost story of Kate Morgan, the beautiful stranger. It was 1892, and Kate Morgan was a grown and capable 24-year-old woman. According to California's notorious Hotel del Coronado, she checked into the resort on Thanksgiving Day. Some say she never checked out. Is that what the Eagles song is written about? Hotel California? It is. It is. It's gotta be. Employees recalled that Morgan said she was waiting for a gentleman to join her. After 5 days as a guest, the ghost story goes, nobody showed and Morgan got shot herself in the head. Yeah. With nothing, it says, with nothing was found at the scene to identify her, police telegraphed her description to authorities around the country. The media dubbed her the beautiful stranger for her description, and it was soon discovered she had an estranged husband. Her gentleman caller, it was presumed, was a lover. Morgan was also reportedly pregnant when she killed herself. Before her suicide, Morgan worked as a household caretaker in an affluent suburb of Los Angeles. During her travel to the hotel, onlookers saw her verbally spar with an unidentified male. My guess is the estranged husband, maybe? He got off mid-route and abandoned her, leaving Morgan melancholy upon her arrival. Though unclear whether the figure was her husband or not, Morgan sorrowfully wandered into town and procured a pistol. According to The Beautiful Stranger, The Ghost of Kate Morgan, and Hotel del Coronado, there's no shortage of people who've reported paranormal activity in the hotel. Guests have experienced flickering lights, a rogue television, and a change in temperature that appears out of nowhere and vanishes just as inexplicably. Doors have opened and shut on their own, footsteps and voices have been heard, but no people have been seen. Because human curiosity knows no bounds, Morgan's room has been the most requested room of them all at the entire hotel. Even a group of independent paranormal researchers stayed there to document the so-called hauntings. The team employed infrared cameras, night vision goggles, radiation sensors, indicators for toxic chemicals, microwave imaging systems, and high-frequency sound detectors. They literally had the whole shebang. The team Though Morgan stayed in room 3327, formerly 302, her apparition has appeared elsewhere. There have been several sightings in room 3519, formerly 3502. And intended for maids, For instance, guests have reported objects moving independently. Stranger still, the hotel owner's mistress also killed herself at the resort after discovering she was pregnant. Of course, countless guests had already reported seeing her both in the hallways and by the beach. The hotel gift shop, too, has seen unexplained phenomena with items flying off the shelves and landing right side up. Ultimately, it's unclear what exactly is going on at the hotel. An elaborate ruse by management, buyer's remorse on behalf of guests, or possibly real paranormal activity in plain sight. Nobody knows. It's whatever you believe. And we believe. Right, Fredward? We believe. We've seen things. Oh, we've seen things. Next story is... Alright. Conjuring Up Real Ghost Stories with Ed and Lorraine Warren. Okay. James Wan's 2013 horror film, The Conjuring, introduced mainstream audiences to the true story of paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren and their horrifying experience with the Perron family. The true ghost story, though maybe even scarier than the film, according to US Today, Lorraine Warren consulted on the movie and was adamant that it was true to what happened to her and the Perron family. The things that went on there were just so incredibly frightening, she said. It still affects me to talk about it even today. Neurologist Stephen Novella, president of the New England Skeptical Society, however, investigated the couple and is convinced they fabricated the whole thing. The Warrens are good at telling ghost stories, he simply stated. It's kind of a shitty thing to say. Whatever. The Perrons' alleged haunting began in January 1971 when they moved into their new farmhouse built in 1736 in Harrisville, Rhode Island. Carolyn and Roger Perron and their 5 daughters began to notice strange occurrences almost immediately after moving into the farmhouse. Oddly enough, they continued to live there for 9 years. Maybe they made besties with the ghosts. I would. I mean, after all, I'm friends with skeleton. So Andrea Perron was 12 years old at the time and claimed the film was a beautiful tapestry with many elements of truth to it and some moments of fiction. Little did the Perron family know that the 200-acre home was said to have once been inhabited by a woman named Bathsheba Thayer and her 4 children, 3 of whom died very young. The town labeled Thayer a Satanist who allegedly hanged herself from a tree in the backyard, and the parents were allegedly attacked by her spirit. Some of these incidents were harmless. Some claim she never lived there at all. The Perron children allegedly played and did chores with some of the spirits. Thayer's ghost was not as friendly. She reported moving furniture to scare the new tenants. They appeared fully at times, and as depicted in the film, haunted the family's matriarch most of all. I can't even talk right now. Carolyn Perron was allegedly pinched and forcefully slapped by Thayer's ghost. Whoever the spirit was, she perceived herself to be the mistress of the house, and she resented the competition by mother posed for that position, said Andrea Perron. The Warrens were hired to help in 1974, but the Perrons eventually asked them to leave after Carolyn Perron became temporarily possessed. Her daughter allegedly witnessed this firsthand. I thought I was going to pass out, she said. My mother began to speak a language not of this world in a voice not of her own. Her chair levitated and she was thrown across the room. Both my mother and I would just as soon swallow our tongue than tell a lie. People are free to believe whatever they want to believe, but I know what we experienced. The so-called Conjuring House, where the parents experienced the paranormal, has recently been bought by 2 new owners. The fearless couple said they haven't felt anything evil in the house, though it certainly is busy. Okay, I know for sure we're not going to be able to get through all 11 of these stories, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick one more really good one. Okay, so the last story for tonight, Of course, I chose to talk about the Stanley Hotel. It's one of my favorite horror stories, paranormal stories of all times. That's where The Shining was based off of. So this story is called Welcome to the Stanley Hotel, the haunt that inspired The Shining. The Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado is less than 6 miles from Rocky Mountain National Park. Perhaps more notable, of course, is its literary, cinematic, and paranormal appeal made infamous by Stanley Kubrick's 1980 classic, The Shining. According to Colorado.com, the establishment's true history began over 7 decades earlier when the hotel's founder, Freeman Oscar Stanley, was suffering from tuberculosis. Convinced the Rocky Mountain air would cure him of the illness, in 1907 he simply decided to build a luxury hotel there. With no shortage of lumber supply from the regional's national park, the resourceful visionary got to work. Ever since its completion, however, people have reported dread-inducing disturbances by entities that they cannot fully explain. Shit was busy. I mean, shit was popping. You know what I'm saying? Most famously, horror author Stephen King, round of applause, was inspired to write the foundation for Kubrick's eventual film after a terrifying night in room 217 in the mid-1970s. If Stephen King was scared, then shit be happening. Know what I'm saying? Yeah. According to King, his time there made him so paranoid and afraid that he couldn't help but write The Shining when he was allegedly ripped out of a nightmare during his stay. That particular room changed to room 237 for reasons still hotly debated by Kubrick fans and is said to be haunted by the housekeeper. Neither identical twins nor a decomposing old woman has been reported by guests, but what has been observed isn't much easier to stomach. Guests have reported the giggling of children running on the 4th floor corridors, doors inexplicably slamming shut, flickering lights, and dramatic drops in temperature, all which is related to paranormal activity. Fuck. Chills. Guests have even claimed to have seen a cowboy appear at the foot of their bed in room 428. The fact that guests can hear founder Flora Stanley play the piano at night wouldn't be so chilling were it not for the fact that she's been dead for 80 years. Holy motherfuck, that would freak me. That freaks my shit. Most recently, the location has been used for the annual Shining Ball, horror events, film festivals, and more. I would really like to attend those. I shall put it on my bucket list. For those brave enough to spend a night, the 4th floor, as well as room 217, are waiting. So, should we pack our stuff, Fredward? I mean, I really do. That's actually definitely on my bucket list. I do want to spend a night in room 217 at the Stanley Hotel, because I need some of that Rocky Mountain air, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I wouldn't stay there alone, and I wouldn't just let Fredward come along. It wouldn't just be us. He can't defend me. Jesus Christ, he's just bones. I would definitely have to take like 5 people with. Probably some weapons, a lot of food, because I get really hungry when I'm, scared and anxious and stuff. I snack a lot. That's why they call me Snack Pack. That's one of my nicknames. So, yeah. I'm sorry, there was 11 horror stories, but they were getting really, really long, so I had to just read 3 for tonight. But I will definitely come back on throughout the week and do some horror story quickies, because we like those. We like quickies sometimes. Yeah. Okay, so it's the beginning of a new week. I can't believe this month is almost over. My birthday month is almost over. Whew. So yeah, Sunday night, start of a new week. I hope you all have a beautiful week and stay safe, stay happy, stay blessed, stay thirsty, my friends. Stay whatever, just stay. Don't go crazy, okay? Just stay with us. Fredward, anything from you? No, he never talks. He's so quiet. Anyways, I love you. I hope you sleep well. Good night.